this is coming from, though. This whole you being a coach. It's all the Yinzer Steeler fans out there that have had it with all the drama. Get Tomlin out, get Carr back in, get Bettis as a running back. That's what they want because things are crazy right now. I mean, this is not Steeler-like football. There's too much drama. It's crazy. It has to hurt you knowing how connected you are to the organization, how proud you are of being a Steeler alumni to see all this nonsense that's going on.
Yeah, it's frustrating because we set a standard that we saw from the guys before us. Yeah. And so we said, hey, we have to maintain the standard, and we're the stewards of the standard, right? And so we're passing the standard on, and to see that standard be eroded, that's the hurtful part of it, because we said, okay, we've got that on cruise control from the standpoint of, you know, your team, your teammates, your organization, how things are supposed to work, and it just fell apart.
You know, it's amazing as we talked to the great Jerome Bettis, Hall of Fame running back, and great Steeler, great Ram for that matter, too. I just, you know, I sit with Coach Cowher for 10 straight years now, and I just love needling him, and he hates it. I drive him crazy. I go, things are too loose in Pittsburgh, man. And, you know, you're not there anymore. You don't have Jerome Bettis and Hines Ward, and you don't have Alan Faneca. You don't have all these great players, and all of a sudden now the personalities are taking over the team. So I look at the head coach, Mike Tomlin. Gio does a great impression of Mike Tomlin. We love him. His press conferences are gold. Great. They are radio gold. He gives us a million things to talk about. At the end of the day, man, he gave, I believe, Ben Roethlisberger way too much freedom. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. And I think that's where it started, and it just permeated through the entire locker room, with, at that point, him giving the players a little bit more freedom. When he first came in, he was on top of them. He didn't know the players. He didn't know who was going to be his guys and that. So, but once he started to draft guys and get his guys in there, then he loosened up. And I thought, you know, he took advantage of it.
They took advantage of it.
They took advantage of it. And his philosophy is, I'm going to let these guys be men. I'm going to, you know, give them some space, and I'm not going to stay on top of them like some other coaches do in the NFL. And I think he's got burned. He's learned the hard way. And I think that's part of, you know, your first time as a coach. That philosophy, you have to find out, you know what, it's not working. I've got to reel these guys back in. I think that's what he has to do now. But that's the hard part.
Is it too late?
That's the hard part.
It's like the toothpaste back in the tube thing, right?
It's not too late, because what happens if you don't do it now, the younger players now think
the Juju Smith-Schusters of the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, the James Connors of the world.
Yeah.
These guys are going to say, well, if you're going to allow these guys to continue doing that, then that's the way I'm going to develop my thought pattern, right? I'm going to become this player, instead of saying I'm going to go down the straight line. So I think he has to change it now, because if he wants to have any chance of keeping this team intact, he's got to do it.